Alright, XRP crew, let me put you onto something cool. Check out GulfOfAmericaXRP.com. Every Friday, these folks send out an exclusive email loaded with beachfront real estate opportunities along the Gulf of America, stretching from Panama City Beach all the way to Pensacola. We're talking prime coastline, people. Now, if you're anything like me, and I think a lot of us are in this XRP game, we're daydreaming not just about where the price is heading, but what life looks like after the moonshot. Personally, one of my goals, snagging some land, maybe a mountain escape, maybe a beachside retreat. And that's why I teamed up with Gulf of America XRP. Every Friday, I get their curated email filled with properties that aren't just beautiful beachfront homes, but also solid investment opportunities. What's amazing about this stretch of the Gulf is that you don't have to be a millionaire to get in. Whether you're looking to just enjoy a second home or you're interested in rental income, they've got options for both. My plan? I want a property that works double duty. I'll block out a week or two for myself each year, then let a rental management company take care of the rest. And the team at GulfOfAmericaXRP.com connects you directly with trusted rental partners who handle everything. You chill, they handle the logistics. Here's a perfect example. A beachfront condo priced at just $375,000. Yes, seriously, beachfront. And it reportedly pulls in $40,000 to $50,000 annually in rental income. If you're from places like California, you're probably shocked at those numbers. But yep, this is real. Let me walk you through it. This particular unit isn't just affordable, it's beautiful. You've got Gulf views, spacious living areas, and even bunk beds for extra guests. It's a 1-bedroom, 2-bath setup. Perfect for short-term stays and long-term rental potential. They've got a pool too, by the way. Now, if this sounds like your kind of opportunity, head to GulfOfAmericaXRP.com and plug in your name and email. Once you're in, you can customize your preferences, whether you're looking for income properties, homes in the $300,000 to $500,000 range, or something else entirely. It's all automated and tailored to what you want. Want to move faster? Just give them a call at 850-889-8884, and you can get a jump start on scheduling showings or asking questions directly. So yeah, that's how I'm preparing for that XRP breakout life. And speaking of XRP, the market's heating back up. Global crypto market caps pushing $3.88 trillion, and XRP is right there in the conversation. Sure, some headlines are playing up a 14% dip after Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen moved $175 million in XR, but don't let that distract you. Analysts are still targeting $6 medium term, and the smart money isn't sleeping. We'll skip the clickbait panic and focus on building that future, whether it's bags full of XRP or beach houses on the Gulf. This post caught my eye. Here's a fun one. Galaxy's offloading 80,000 BTC on behalf of a whale client. That's about 0.4% of Bitcoin's circulating supply. Meanwhile, when Chris Larsen recently shifted $117.5 million worth of XRP to exchanges, that represented just 0.2% of XRP's supply. Now take a wild guess. Which one are the Bitcoin maxis outraged over? So I retweeted a great post and figured it's time I sum up the last 10 years in crypto for those of you who haven't been around that long. Here's how it went. Hey, everyone, look over there at those evil Ripple guys. The ones who've been completely transparent about how much XRP they hold. Don't you dare look at that massive shady Bitcoin wallet holding coins from the early days. You know, the one likely tied to Satoshi or 4 Satoshis, or maybe even a corporate ghost. But don't worry, it's probably just a friendly libertarian who wanted to give crypto to the world, right? Meanwhile, let's not talk about the VCS and mega whales who were buying up Bitcoin when it was still underground, or the Ethereum insiders who cloaked their massive holdings at launch so the public wouldn't catch on. And of course, ignore the banks and venture capital firms that were already neck-deep in Ethereum before the mainnet even went live. Nah, it was just a bunch of everyday crypto nerds getting in early. Totally grassroots. Totally organic. And then there's this gem from Mr. Huber quoting Jamie Dimon. When I look at Ethereum, which pulls in billions in fees every year, compared to XRP, Stellar, Algorand, Cardano, and others. It's obvious Ethereum is the future. Yeah, sure. That reminds me of when 15 JP Morgan execs visited Ripple's office back in 2017. What happened, Jamie? Didn't get your XRP bags filled? Let's not forget, JP Morgan was involved with Ethereum before it even launched. Joseph Lubin told us that multiple times. If I had to guess, I'd bet donuts to dollars that JP Morgan was one of those hidden. Ethereum whales exactly how they wanted it. The setup? Pretty much a repeat of how the Federal Reserve was formed on Jekyll Island done in secret, locked down, and revealed only after the power structure was firmly in place. That's the game, folks. It's not a conspiracy. It's history repeating. Here's what we know about that recent 80,000 Bitcoin transfer. These coins had been completely dormant for 14 years, originating from wallets once hosted by MyBitcoin, one of the earliest Bitcoin wallet services. These wallets hadn't seen a single transaction since April 2011, right before MyBitcoin collapsed in a major hack that July. Based on the timing and history, the Bitcoin likely belongs either to the hacker behind that breach, or possibly to Tom Williams, the platform's mysterious founder who vanished from the scene. It appears that Galaxy Digital was the buyer of this massive stash, but what's unclear is whether any forensic analysis was done before the purchase to verify the origin of the funds. That's the real question. Let me break it down for you. What's been happening in crypto over the last decade is not some mystery. It's the exact same playbook they've used in politics for years. Take this for example. Senator Elizabeth Warren just wrote a fiery op-ed attacking CBS and its parent company, Paramount, for canceling The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. But what's really going on? See, the dirty little secret in America is this. The actual majority doesn't buy into 99% of the nonsense being pushed by folks like Warren. They've manufactured the illusion of a 50-50 split in public opinion. By controlling the media, these outlets were bleeding money and almost no viewership, but they stayed afloat thanks to deep-pocketed backers. That propaganda machine, it's their lifeline. Without it, the whole house of cards collapses, and they know it. And that's exactly what's happening in crypto too. Why would they switch up the formula when the political PR playbook has worked so well? Bitcoin, Ethereum, later Solana. It's all been pushed by the same media machine. They've propped up their chosen narratives while pretending it's all grassroots. But we know better. And that's what makes the XRP army different. For us, none of this ever made sense. Why? Because we've actually taken the time to study XRP. We've looked under the hood. And once you do, you can't unsee it. I remember testing the Ledger Nano S back when it rolled out its swap feature, swapping Bitcoin for Stellar. The Stellar side was instant. But the Bitcoin, it made me wait 30 minutes for confirmations. And that's just a simple swap. People inside the industry know this. And the reason Bitcoin keeps getting pushed, even now, even after that 80,000 dormant BTC just moved for the first time in 14 years, is because these whales need to get out. And they're going to use retail buyers to do it. They'll keep pointing fingers at Ripple, keep stirring distractions, while in the background, they're dumping their bags and turning that cash into beachfront and mountain real estate. They're becoming land barons, and they're using you to do it. That's exactly what they're doing. And it's not hard to see. Every time a tweet goes viral, like the ones from Paul Barron asking, "What bag are you stacking right now?" XRP always dominates the polls, every single time. But flip on CNBC or open up any mainstream crypto article, and what do you see? Bitcoin, Bitcoin, over and over again. That's not some random coincidence. It's deliberate. This is what I keep telling people. They've lost the war on XRP, the anti-Ripple propaganda campaign they ran for years. It failed. They never expected XRP to still be here, stronger than ever, with a global army that did their own research and refused to buy the narrative. They didn't see XRP coming, and now they can't stop it. This is Altcoin Daily, and you know what they say, the truth always comes out. If you've been following since the beginning, you'll remember this clearly. Back in early 2018, we were openly critical of XRP. Let's just be real about it. At the time, We viewed XRP as being more centralized than Bitcoin, and honestly, probably more than Ethereum too. Though Ethereum's level of centralization is still a bit of a black box. They've kept those details deliberately vague. And trust me, that's not accidental. It's by design. So am I now suddenly XRP bullish? Not exactly. But I believe in calling things as they are. I changed my mind, and I'm not afraid to say it. You didn't have to be bullish on XRP over the last 10 years. But now, in this new regulatory environment, you probably should be. For years, I said there were better plays. That was especially true after the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. From that point on, I just didn't see the upside. Why invest in a token that was actively being targeted by a US regulator? I stuck to what I thought were safer opportunities. But then, in mid to late 2024, things shifted. The SEC dropped the case. The tide turned, and with that, my perspective changed too. That's what long-term subscribers know. We adapt. We grow with the space. And that's the value of following Altcoin daily. We're not married to any bags. We evolve with the facts. Now, let me just say this. Major respect to the XRP community. You never wavered. You stayed loyal. Yeah, I'll say it. The XRP crowd is a bit of a cult, but in the best way possible. Disciplined, focused, and in it for the long game. And when it's all said and done, I believe the XRP community might just become the wealthiest cult on the planet. With over 6 million XRP wallets, there's clearly huge pent-up demand for institutional products that give traditional investors access to XRP. And if my broader thesis plays out, with Bitcoin heading toward $140,000 to $150,000 or higher in 2025, coins with real product market fit, especially those aligned with a pro-America, Trump-era crypto policy, will stand to benefit. And XRP, it's made in America. Let's keep going. Let's see what else is on the radar. This one was Brad Garlinghouse dropped another one of those classic crypto in 1 minute segments. And this time, it was all about Hidden Road. And honestly, let's just settle the debate. Who's better, me or David Schwartz? I'm just kidding. Kind of. Hi, I'm Brad Garlinghouse. This is Crypto in 1 minute. So here's the scoop. A prime broker is basically a one-stop shop for all kinds of institutional players. Hedge funds, market makers, asset managers to trade and settle across the board. That includes digital assets, derivatives, swaps, you name it. Traditionally, that role was handled by the big boys, JPMorgan, Goldman Sachs, and so on. But now, new players like Hidden Road, a firm Ripple recently acquired, are entering the scene and scaling fast. Why? Because they're bringing that same level of institutional infrastructure, but now with crypto in the mix. They've got a strong balance sheet, and that's key. Institutions want a counterparty they can trust, and Hidden Road delivers on that front. So with prime brokers like this stepping in, it's opening the doors for serious institutional money to get into. Crypto. Boom. Crypto in 1 minute. Now, let's talk shop. XRP Yield is live, and we're breaking it all down in the group. If you want full access to the content with no ads and exclusive extras, here's how to get in. Go to diexrp.com to join the Patreon under any of my YouTube videos, or if you're on X, Twitter, just hit the subscribe button right there. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not investment advice, just entertainment and information. So if you're enjoying the ride, hit like, subscribe, and tell your friends and fam. Let's go.